Each year, I like to talk about the top business analyst skills to learn for the next year. Here are my top 3 business analyst skills to learn in 2021. I've talked in the past about the key skills for business analysts, and even have an ebook that goes through them in more depth with resources for learning them. Among the key skills are documentation and writing skills, requirements elicitation, problem solving, visualization, and communication skills. The top 3 skills for 2021 don't change those fundamental skills. You still need those fundamental skills. But if you're ready to build off of those more, to add some skills that are maybe a little more nuanced, or give you an advantage, make you more effective at your job, then these are 3 to consider. Number 1, learn to code or learn a no-code tool. If you don't know how to code or use a no-code, low-code tool like Tableau or Power BI, this is the year to learn. Data visualization is only becoming more popular, not less. So being able to perform analysis in an easier way and being able to do deeper analysis is really going to lend you an advantage. For some people, this isn't even about adding additional skills or doing things that you weren't able to do before. For many people, it's just being able to do the work you were doing before much faster than you could do if you were working with a tool like Excel to do all of your data analysis work. I'll link to resources in the description for learning to code, for learning no-code tools, as well as the other topics that we'll talk about today. The second business analyst skill to learn in 2021 is Agile and Scrum. If you're not already familiar with Agile and Scrum, it's time to get familiar with them. For many people, Agile and Scrum are synonymous. Agile is a development methodology and Scrum is a part of how you get there. Scrum and Agile often show up in tandem, but it is possible to run Agile projects without employing Scrum in it. Agile focuses on flexibility and being able to adapt to changes throughout the development process. It's used in the vast majority of IT development projects. Increasingly, Agile shows up in other development cycles as well, overtaking the waterfall method, except in cases where it's prohibitively costly from a time, financial, or infrastructure standpoint. For a good intro to Agile and Scrum, I'll link to an edX course down in the description. The third business analyst skill to work on in 2021 that you can always be improving is how to think about problems. Very defined problems are a great way to start learning a new skill. And dealing with the same problems over and over tends to make you very good at dealing with those particular problems. But what about if you're facing a new problem in your role, or you're moving to a new company that maybe faces different problems or different constraints within their problems? Knowing how to think about problems is really critical. And in some ways, I think it's one of the most critical skills, because if you can learn to think about problems properly, really analyze them, come up with good solutions, attack different angles, see the flaws that often come up in logical reasoning when trying to address problems, then you can certainly figure out any technical shortfall that you might have. You can figure out how to find the answer to how to do something technically, but you can't just Google how to solve your particular problem. This is a skill that's learned. We all have some ability to problem solve that we've used throughout our lives as we've developed. We've learned how to solve a variety of different problems. But when it comes to solving problems in a business setting, if it's not something that you've practiced much, if it's not something you've worked on, you haven't really had a chance to develop it more. In terms of learning this skill and building this skill more, I have a course that teaches you how to think like an analyst, that goes into depth on dozens of different ways to approach problems, pitfalls that analysts often run into, and how to be more effective in your work. Those are my top 3 business analyst skills to learn in 2021. Thanks so much for watching.